moving on from that one, I quickly wanted to cover this. This is regarding AD. AD currently has a bit of a beef with ADAM22 because ADAM22 decided in his infinite wisdom to stoke the drama even more by deciding to invite Crazy Car, if I'm not mistaken. No, Slow Car, sorry, Slow Car. I think it's Slow Car. He decided to invite Slow Car back to No Jumper to do some content. I'm not too sure if it's out yet or whatnot, but Slow Car was posting pictures and uploading Instagram stories of himself at No Jumper headquarters. And if you know anything about the history going on there, AD and Slow Car, who's actually his cousin, fell out. And they fell out because of money or something happened, but it wasn't good. It was family stuff. It might be some street stuff, but it was just not a good breakup type of thing. And considering AD and ADAM22 aren't on the best of terms, it's not the smartest idea if you're Adam to go and hire his cousin behind his back, especially if they're going through their own situation. So again, ADAM22, saying that he doesn't want to be involved with drama, and then, not taking responsibility at instigating things. And here he is in the middle of some beef, getting in the middle of family shit that might spill over to street shit based on how angry and upset everybody is in the, in the flipping group of this, whatever it may be. And this is AD basically explaining his point of view and why he was upset at ADAM22 for inviting Slow Car on there, and why he's also pissed off with Slow Car himself. I think it's Slow Car or Crazy Car, one of the others. Let's play it. Oh no, I didn't. Oh, what's no audio, no audio, no audio, no audio. Okay, cool. Let's start again. Bear with me. Sorry, my bad. No audio. I didn't put the thing on properly there. Go again.
That was a desperate move by the other side. Yeah, my family is not with that at all. Under no circumstance. I don't give a what goes on. If you somebody that's supposed to be my people, you're supposed to be my family. If I ain't with somebody, you ain't supposed to with them at all. Especially when you know what the didn't happen over there. I'm not with that. Now, I'll be wrong if I start bringing people on our platform that dude don't quit. You feel me?
Do it.
Nah.
Do it.
It's been motherfuckers hitting me up talking, hey, we want to
get... What the did he even go here for?
Listen. There's been hitting me up saying, hey, we want you to get quotes for this article and all this big to tear the other motherfucker down. And I've been sitting there declining that because I've been trying to keep it cool.
You don't feel like going for your family is the lowest blow?
Hold on. This is what I'm trying to say. It's been real big publications been trying to get, you feel me, to sit there and try to bury cuz, and I've sat there and declined. You feel me? And I'm like, look, I ain't trying to bash the other. But when you go grab somebody like my family, you sitting there coming in between that, I don't fuck with that shit in any type of way, shape, form, and fashion. And I don't fuck with Crazy Cuz for even doing that to begin with. But out of respect for his mother, my Aunt Dana, who I love so much, she ain't fucking with that shit either. I ain't going to sit there and take it another type of way.
Jesus.
If that was any other type of family or not, it'd be some real issues.
Jesus Christ.
And I'll be punching on cuz.
Jesus
Let me ask you a question, because, obviously.
That is fucking crazy. So, of course, ADAM22 not content with demolishing the crew that was really starting to, take No Jumper to the next level, single-handedly breaking it down because of his inability to be managerial and act with some level of decorum as a leader, kind of led to the downfall of the fucking whole No Jumper, and now they're having to reinvent themselves. He wasn't content with that. He wasn't happy enough with that, and now they're actually starting to get somewhere. The new guys I'm not really fond of, but they're starting to get some steam. The No Jumper new show is starting to become, quite popular again. The views are going up. All the hosts are doing their bits. Court is doing pretty decently, I think, over there. Flacco's not for me, but he's entertaining enough on there. Sharp's doing his bit. Almighty Suspect is doing his thing. Everyone's doing their thing. So they're slowly but surely starting to kind of get their feet under the table again. Brick Baby's coming and doing his thing. And just when they're starting to do their thing again, ADAM22 pops up and decides to stir the pot once again by hiring the cousin of a guy who left because of a pretty big disagreement and beef that they've still had and they've not actually got over. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And I've always said from the beginning, one of the things I think which is kind of hampered No Jumper's success in the long term, because even when it was popping, I always said there was a period in time where I felt like Adam22 was legitimately one of the best interviewers out there in the hip hop space. And then I realized that the only reason why I said that was because he was one of the only people who actually used to research. You know, outside of the smaller channels, the Montrealities and stuff, he's the only people that really would kind of like prepare questions beforehand, listen to the rappers or whoever person in the culture he's interviewing, previous interviews, and ask some really interesting questions and really dig deep, and you get a really somewhat, I think, interesting interview from somebody who usually don't, do good interviews in general. But then over time, you started to realize that he's not the most likable guy in the world, Adam22. He's kind of hard to kind of like and to kind of enjoy as a human himself, based on the topics he speaks about, how he carries himself, his personality. He's just not the, I won't say warmest, but he's just not somebody that you kind of root for. So when the whole No Jumper Star thing happened with the whole conglomerate, House Phone, AD, T-Rail, Smack, Blase, all these people, I feel like it helped to kind of spread the load somewhat. No pause on that one. But it helped also to kind of have different people you could sort of like, follow under the Jumper banner that weren't Adam22. So if you didn't like Adam22, then you would actually, it's easy to kind of latch onto House Phone and Blasi, Yuri and all these guys. But I think for some reason, Adam22 doesn't realize how unlikable he is in the scheme of like the No Jumper universe. I think a lot of people still blame him for the fallout of everybody leaving, even though it's not really totally his fault. He has a part to play in it, a huge part. He didn't expect responsibility for it, but still, he has a huge part to play in this. For some reason, he doesn't understand that he's quite unlikable. If that's the case, you have to bring other people in the front to kind of, host and present the thing, and you kind of play the background role. But then when he does stuff like this, it puts him in the front again, and people are reminded, oh, this is why I don't fuck with No Jumper, because of Adam16, Adam22, whatever you want to call him. That's the issue at hand here. So it's getting a bit unnecessary. And just in general, forget all that stuff, right? Because I'm blabbering on about nonsense. It's just unnecessary. AD and his cousin have beef. They have some issues. We don't know what the issue is. It could be more than just a money thing. It could be more than just wanting recognition on community. It can be more. We don't know. But they have some sort of, underlying issues going on that are outside of the content thing. If that's the case, and you already have issues with AD, you can't be hiring his cousin. You just can't mess with his cousin. Even if his cousin comes to you, you can't do it. And that's the thing that I don't begrudge. I don't begrudge the cousin trying to go out there and make some money and try to do some content, because the funny thing is, what's his name? I think it's Slow Car, right? He is quite good on camera. He's actually very entertaining. If he decided to actually, do his own content, he might actually be quite successful quite quickly, because he's already got a bit of a fan base building up on the Reddits and stuff, No Jumper V2, and generally he comes across pretty well on camera. So I'm sure he would do well. So I don't blame him for trying to make that happen. Why wouldn't you? But he should be doing it on his own volition, volition. But Adam22 shouldn't be sort of like sponsoring it. He should be like, nah, I can't mess with you because of my issues with AD, or speak to AD first and then come back to me, or something along those lines. But he shouldn't be getting in between it. And the fact that he is just so unnecessary, personally, for me. And again, this is somebody who runs away from confrontation. He doesn't want to fight, doesn't want to squabble, doesn't want to get involved in anything. So he's, again, in the background, silently stirring the pot, getting people pissed off, and then pretending like he didn't do nothing wrong, and not taking accountability for it, So we'll see how it plays out. It's unfortunate as per usual, because it seems like these guys love to stoke the fucking fires of the drama industrial complex. But I guess it works, isn't it? I think someone mentioned it before on another stream. I said that the whole drama thing definitely works to their favor and adding to the view. So maybe this is all a smart play that I don't really get. But anyway, regardless, moving on.